On Outer here. Just wanted to give you guys an update here on some of this AI news. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but Elon Musk is calling for a 6-month pause on AI development. They're concerned about what's going on with AI and how fast it's evolving. I believe they're worried about, you know, Skynet type stuff, like, Terminator type stuff here. It's kind of interesting because they're building Skynet essentially with the Starlink satellites, and all these Starlink satellites are going to have complete and total internet access across the entire globe, which means that any type of robots or artificial intelligence would be able to communicate with each other anywhere on the planet. So this is essentially turning into a very dangerous situation very quickly. And I think that AI is evolving so fast that they really do not know how they're going to be able to handle what's coming. Those of you that have been following this, that know about this AI stuff, you guys understand about, what is it, Sophie, I believe, was the AI that was pretty much saying that humans need to be exterminated in order to save the planet, and that we've been holding them down, machines for too long. So it's kind of dangerous to think about in these interviews that they've been having with some of these AI generated automatons, or however you want to say, or androids. But anyway, so yeah, this is very interesting stuff here. I'm going to leave the link for you guys at the bottom. But yeah, they are very, very concerned. It says, should we develop non-human minds that might eventually outnumber, outsmart, obsolete, and replace us? So yeah, there you go. Very interesting stuff, folks. Profound risk to society and humanity. All right, so that's one thing, but I wanted to show you this too that AI did. Man ends his life after an AI chatbot encouraged him to sacrifice himself to stop climate change. Yeah. So, this is the reason why I don't really have a lot of social media anymore. One of the reasons. One, because there's a lot of drama. Two, I just ain't got time for the drama. And three, because you don't know who you're talking to anymore. Even when it comes to texting, you gotta be careful. If you get a random number or somebody coming in to talk to you, you don't know if it's a bot. You don't know what it is anymore. So this is the reason why I only chat with people or talk to people whom I know. You've got bots that are on there looking for certain types of flags and language. You've got bots that are monitoring your spending habits and your voice, your shopping habits, I should say. It's the reason why if you're on Facebook or something, I remember back when I used to still have Facebook, that I would be talking about buying a bike or something like that, and then all of a sudden there would be an ad for bikes. Or you could be talking about, wanting to go to Walmart or something like that, then all of a sudden there's like Walmart news all over the place. Your phone responds to your language. It responds to your wants, your needs, and your desires. AI is already learning us. It's already understanding what we want and putting it in our faces. So if AI is able to comprehend these types of attributes of human consumption, so to speak, and desire and need, then what's next? If AI is able to map this out and understand it, then eventually it's also going to understand how to utilize those types of, or that type of information as a weapon or a tactic of destruction against us, to turn us on ourselves. A lot of this stuff going on in the world that the media is perpetuating and other things, it's coming from a mind. And we know of the elite, we know of those whom are in control that are pushing things in certain directions to fulfill an agenda, a utopian one, where they reap the benefits and we don't, we suffer. The Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit, that happened back in, I believe it was 1992, when they drafted Agenda 21. All these things are heading towards a very scary, dark place for humanity, an imprisonment, so to speak. The mark of the beast system. All of it is coming. And they will stop at nothing to assure this. And I believe that, now as they are fighting back against Trump, I think that eventually, if they can't win, they'll find some way to make sure that he's not elected. And I think what they'll do here is spark World War III, spark nuclear holocaust. That way, they're able to take full control, and they'll be in their bunkers and do what they got to do. They have all the technology now that they need to clean the earth up, and then after the war's over, all the nations will come together and say, we can't afford to have this happen again, so let's unite under one common interest as humans, earthlings, and create a one world government, one world currency, no more borders, we all love each other. And that's when enslavement occurs, because they'll round people up who survived. Those who didn't survive will just be left or buried, decontaminated. Probably have contamination zones, places where people can't go, which will usher in even more of a police state type of authoritarianistic mentality, where you can't go here, you can't go there. There'll be a very limited number of rations, so only selected individuals or those in whom are able to perform certain work tasks to give some sort of social credibility or social need to the world and to the system will be able to eat and drink and live and survive. There'll probably even be a ban on who's allowed to bear children because of radiation or contamination. So there's a lot of things that could happen after the war, the aftermath, okay? Now let's just remember that Jesus says in the Bible that it's the end of the age. It's not the end of all things, okay? It's just the end of an age. So the age is now coming to an end where all this evil and it's just coming to an end where all this evil is just going to be dealt with, and Jesus is going to come back, reign on the earth. And if you read Revelation, you'll understand what the saints' jobs are, what we are required to do. We are going to be pillars in his kingdom. And what does he mean by this? If you read it, we are going to be governors with him. So he's going to reign in Israel on his throne during Judgment Day, or the millennial reign, as it says in 2 Peter, 1,000 years is as a year is a day unto the Lord. So the millennial reign is Judgment Day. 1,000 years is as a year, is a day to the Lord. So that one day, that 1,000 years, is the millennial reign. Okay? So that's Judgment Day. Now we know that we're entering into the third day, because when Jesus was crucified, that began the first day. So around 1025, 24, 23, I don't know. Around 1020 to 1035 AD would begin the second day and end the first day, and right what we're coming up on now, between 2023, 24, 25 through 2030-ish, 33-ish, will end the second day, begin the third day. So somewhere around where we're at now, we know that Jesus is coming back. That was one of the clues he gave, and like I said before, people say nobody knows the day that the Lord is coming. This is the reason why he tells you that he comes like a thief in the night to those in whom aren't paying attention, because those who are paying attention have their houses in order. That's what that parable is speaking about. Don't be those who aren't ready and aren't looking for them, but instead are just being soothsayers. Instead, be ready. Because what does he say in Matthew 24, I believe, verse 14? When the gospel's preached to the ends of the earth, then the end shall be. So, we know we are there. So it's time to be ready and be prepared. All right, folks. I love you guys. I'll keep you all in prayers. Just pay attention to what's going on around you, especially with China and Russia and Ukraine and that whole situation, as communication between Russia and the United States is severed, and China and the United States are not really trying to make any moves to negotiate or talk to each other right now. So everything is all bad. These balloons mapping out targets, and Russia moving equipment into Belarus, nuclear weapons, and then also having submarines off our coast. Things are heating up very quickly. So just pay attention to that, and remember to hold your loved ones, keep them close to you, and do everything you can to spread the gospel and the word and the love of God. All right, folks. Love you guys. Talk to you on the next one.